If you are over 60 years old, what you are about to read could genuinely change the way you move, feel, and live every single day. Most people believe that walking every day is enough to stay healthy and strong. They walk in the morning, maybe in the evening too, and assume their legs are getting the workout they need. But here is the hard truth that nobody is telling you. Millions of people walk every single day and still lose leg strength year after year. Their knees get weaker. Pain increases. They start feeling unsteady when they walk. They begin holding onto walls, furniture, and railings just to feel safe. And they have no idea why, because they never stopped walking. So what is actually going wrong? The answer is this: walking is only one type of movement. It uses certain muscles in a very limited way. But there are many critical muscles in your body that walking never reaches, never challenges, and never strengthens. Over time, those ignored muscles become weaker and weaker. And that weakness shows up as pain, instability, and the fear of falling. That gap between what walking does and what your body actually needs is exactly what we are going to fix today. Here are 5 specialized exercises that fill that gap completely. Every single one of them can be done at home with no equipment, in just 10 minutes total, using only an ordinary chair without going to any gym. These 5 exercises together target knee strength, core stability, hip balance, nervous system coordination, and joint health, all the things that walking leaves untouched. Exercise 1, sit to stand, chair stand. Why this exercise matters. Take a moment and think honestly. When was the last time you stood up from a chair without pushing off with your hands? If you cannot remember, that is not a small thing. That is your body quietly telling you something important. Medical research consistently shows that the ability to rise from a seated position without using your hands is one of the strongest predictors of long-term independence after the age of 50. People who can do this easily tend to remain self-sufficient far longer than those who cannot. Why is this so much better than walking? When you walk, your knee bends approximately 20 degrees. That is a very shallow movement that builds very limited strength. But when you rise from a chair, your knee must bend up to 100 degrees. That deep range of motion demands far more from your muscles, builds real strength in your thighs and glutes, and creates the kind of functional power that actually protects you in daily life. Walking simply cannot replicate this. No matter how far or how often you walk, it will never build the strength that this single movement builds. How to do it, step by step. Step 1, sit at the very front edge of your chair so your hips are not fully resting back. Step 2, place both feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Step 3, cross both arms over your chest so you are not tempted to use them for pushing. Step 4, lean your upper body slightly forward so your chest is positioned directly over your toes. Step 5, press firmly through your heels and rise slowly to a full standing position. Step 6, at the very top, stand completely upright and pause for 1 full second. Do not rush past this moment. Step 7, now lower yourself back down, slowly, with complete control, taking at least 3 full seconds to sit back down. The most critical part of this exercise is the lowering phase. Most people drop back into the chair quickly without thinking. But that slow, controlled descent is where the deepest muscle strengthening happens. Never skip it. Never rush it. How many repetitions? Start with 8. If it feels too difficult, lightly rest your fingertips on the armrest for balance only. But do not push yourself up with your hands. The work must come from your legs. The key tip that changes everything: as you rise from the chair, consciously push your knees slightly outward, in line with your middle toe. This one small adjustment does 2 powerful things at the same time. It protects the cartilage inside your knee joint from unnecessary grinding and compression, and it activates your glute muscles far more deeply and effectively with every single repetition. Exercise 2, side leg raises. Why this exercise matters. Here is something that surprises most people when they hear it. The majority of fall-related injuries in people over 60 do not happen from tripping forward. They happen from a sideways stumble, a cracked pavement, a slippery wet floor, an unexpected curb, an uneven patch of grass. These send your body lurching sideways. And in that fraction of a second, one specific muscle is supposed to fire up and catch you before you fall. That muscle is called the gluteus medius, located on the outer side of your hip. It is the muscle responsible for controlling all sideways movement and keeping your pelvis level when your balance is challenged from the side. In older adults, weakness in this muscle is one of the most reliable predictors of falling. And the tragic part is that most people have no idea this muscle exists. let alone that it is getting weaker. Why does walking not fix this? Walking is a forward and backward movement. It trains the muscles that move you forward. It does almost absolutely nothing for the muscles that protect you sideways. You could walk 10 miles every day, and your gluteus medius would still be undertrained and weak. This exercise targets it directly. How to do it, step by step. Step 1. Stand directly behind your chair and rest your fingertips lightly on the back of it. Use the chair for balance only, not to hold yourself up. Step 2. Place your feet hip-width apart and keep a very slight, soft bend in the knee of your standing leg. Never lock your knee straight. Step 3. Slowly lift one leg out to the side. Move it smoothly and with control, no higher than 12 to 18 inches off the ground. Step 4. Keep your toes pointing forward the entire time. Do not rotate them upward toward the ceiling. This keeps the movement honest and the right muscle working. Step 5. Hold the position at the top for 2 full seconds. Step 6. Lower the leg back down slowly and with complete control. Step 7. Complete all repetitions on one side, then switch legs. 2 things to watch carefully. Do not allow your hip to hike upward as you lift your leg, and do not let your torso lean sideways away from the working leg. Both of these are your body cheating the movement and shifting the work away from the target muscle. How many repetitions? 10 on each side. The key tip that changes everything. Picture a full glass of water balanced on top of your hip. Your single job throughout this entire exercise is to not spill a single drop. This mental image automatically keeps your pelvis level and perfectly still, and that automatically doubles the effectiveness of every single repetition. Exercise 3. Wall plank. Why this exercise matters. If you regularly come home from a long walk with lower back pain, here is what is actually happening. The walk is not the problem. A weak core is the problem. Your core is not just your abs. It is the entire group of muscles surrounding your midsection, your abdomen, your sides, your deep spinal muscles, and your pelvic floor. Together, these muscles are supposed to support and protect your spine during every movement you make. When your core is weak, it cannot do that job. So as you walk, your lower back muscles are forced to compensate and carry the load that your core should be handling. Over time, that overworked lower back becomes inflamed, stiff, and painful. What does research say? A 2018 study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that targeted core exercises reduced chronic lower back pain in older adults significantly more effectively than walking alone over a 12-week period. The core exercises produced better results faster. Why a wall plank and not a floor plank? The traditional floor plank is an excellent exercise, but it places enormous stress on the wrists, shoulders, and elbows. For most people over 50, that creates new pain while trying to fix old pain. The wall plank gives you the exact same core strengthening benefit with zero strain on your wrists or shoulders. How to do it, step by step. Step 1. Stand about 1 arm's length away from a smooth, flat wall. Step 2. Place both forearms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Your elbows should be bent at 90 degrees. Step 3. Walk your feet backward, one small step at a time until your entire body forms one straight diagonal line from your head down to your heels. Step 4. Check your alignment. Your head, shoulders, hips, and heels should all be in one continuous straight line. Nothing should be sagging or sticking up. Step 5. Gently draw your belly button inward toward your spine. Step 6. Lightly squeeze your glutes. Step 7. Hold this position while breathing normally and steadily. How long to hold? 20 to 30 seconds. Adjusting difficulty. The closer your feet are to the wall, the easier the position. The further you walk your feet away, the more challenging it becomes. Find the level where you can hold the position with correct form and stay there. The key tip that changes everything. If you feel this exercise in your lower back instead of your abdominal muscles, it means your hips are dropping downward and breaking your straight line. The fix is simple. Very slightly tuck your pelvis inward. The moment you do this, you will feel your core muscles switch on immediately and correctly. And one more important thing, if your legs are trembling or shaking during this exercise, do not worry. That is completely normal and actually a very good sign. It means your body is waking up muscles that have not been properly used in a long time. You are doing exactly what you should be doing. Exercise 4. Tandem stance, tightrope standing. Why this exercise matters. This is where most people have a genuine revelation because they discover that their balance problem is not actually in their legs at all. Your balance problem lives in your brain and your nervous system. Here is how balance actually works. As you move through life, your feet send signals to your brain about the ground beneath you. Your inner ear sends signals about your head position and direction. Your eyes provide visual information about your surroundings. Your brain receives all of this information simultaneously and sends rapid instructions back to your muscles to keep you upright and stable. This entire communication system operates at lightning speed, or at least it should. As we age, the speed of this communication naturally slows down. The signals become slower. The responses become delayed. This process is called proprioceptive decline, and it is one of the primary reasons why physically strong people still fall, because by the time their brain registers the stumble and tells the muscles to respond, it is already too late. What does research say? A major 2020 review published in Aging Research Reviews found that balance-specific neurological training reduced the rate of falls in older adults by up to 37%. Not just improved balance, actually prevented falls by 37%. Why does walking not train this? When you walk, both feet are almost always close to the ground. Your path is familiar and predictable. Your nervous system operates on autopilot and receives no real challenge. The balance system never gets properly stressed, so it never gets stronger. This exercise forces your nervous system out of autopilot. It demands real-time recalibration and active response. And that is exactly what makes it so powerful. How to do it, step by step. Step 1, stand right beside your chair and keep one hand within easy reach of it. Step 2, place one foot directly in front of the other, heel of the front foot touching the toes of the back foot, as if you are standing on a narrow tightrope. Step 3, hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds. Step 4, switch feet and repeat. What you will feel, your body will wobble and sway. This is not weakness. This is your nervous system actively working, firing signals and reorganizing itself. That wobbling is the training. Do not fight it. Let it happen, progressing over time. As the days and weeks go by, and this becomes easier, try closing your eyes for 5 to 10 seconds while holding the position. Removing visual information forces your vestibular system, your inner ear balance center, to take over completely. This dramatically accelerates neurological training. The key tip that changes everything. Once you are comfortable holding the position steadily, slowly turn your head from side to side while maintaining the stance, just as you would when checking for traffic before crossing a road. This replicates an extremely common real-world balance demand that most people never train for. It catches many people completely off guard the first time they try it, and that is exactly why it is so important to practice. Exercise 5, seated knee extensions. Why this exercise matters. If climbing stairs has started to feel harder than it used to, if your knees feel stiff and achy in the morning, or if a doctor has told you that you have knee arthritis or joint inflammation, this exercise was designed specifically for you. Understanding your knee joint. Your knee joint is unique in the human body because it has no direct blood supply of its own. It cannot receive nutrients the way your muscles and organs do. Instead, it feeds itself through a substance called synovial fluid, a natural lubricating liquid inside the joint. But here is the crucial detail. This fluid only moves in and out of the cartilage through gentle, controlled movement. When the joint moves slowly and smoothly, the fluid is pumped in, nutrients are delivered, and the cartilage is nourished. When the joint sits still or moves roughly, the fluid stagnates and the cartilage slowly dries out and deteriorates. What does research say? A clinical trial published in Arthritis Care and Research found that non-weight-bearing quadriceps strengthening, exactly the type of movement in this exercise, reduced pain and improved joint function in knee arthritis patients just as effectively as walking programs. But with one crucial advantage: significantly less discomfort during the process. This means you can strengthen and nourish your knee joint without the pain that often comes with weight-bearing exercise. How to do it, step by step. Step 1, sit tall and upright in your chair. Do not slump backward. Keep your spine long and your chest open. Step 2, place both feet flat on the floor. Step 3, slowly straighten one leg, lifting your foot upward until your leg is parallel with the floor, or as close to parallel as your comfort allows. Move slowly and smoothly, never jerking or snapping the leg up. Step 4, at the top of the movement, hold for 3 full seconds. As you hold, focus on feeling a gentle contraction in the front of your thigh. Step 5, now lower your leg back down, slowly, taking at least 3 full seconds to return to the starting position. The slow lowering phase is the most important part of this exercise for joint health. That controlled descent pumps the most synovial fluid into the cartilage, delivers the most nutrition to the joint, and produces the most meaningful long-term improvement. How many repetitions? 10 per leg. The key tip that changes everything. At the very top of the movement, point your toes very slightly upward toward the ceiling. This small adjustment activates a specific muscle called the VMO, the teardrop-shaped inner portion of your quadriceps that sits just above and to the inside of your kneecap. The VMO acts as a natural brace and shock absorber for the kneecap. It is also the first muscle to weaken when knee arthritis develops. Training it directly provides real, meaningful protection to the joint. Your complete weekly schedule. Now that you know all 5 exercises, here is exactly how to fit them into your week in a way that is practical, sustainable, and built around how your body actually recovers at this stage of life. 3 mornings per week, do exercise 1 and exercise 5. Why these 2 in the morning? These exercises warm up your joints, activate your leg muscles, and prepare your body for everything the day demands of you. Getting out of bed, navigating your stairs, walking to your car, moving through your home with confidence and ease. When you do these 2 exercises first thing in the morning, your entire day becomes physically easier and more comfortable. 3 evenings per week, do exercises 2, 3, and 4. Why these 3 in the evening? Balance training and neurological exercises work best when your nervous system is fully alert and awake, which happens later in the day, not right after waking. Doing them in the evening takes full advantage of your body's peak neurological readiness. Additionally, the strength gains from these exercises consolidate and deepen during the sleep that follows. Your body does its best rebuilding work at night, so letting these exercises feed directly into your sleep cycle maximizes their benefit. Why 3 times per week, not every day? The American College of Sports Medicine identifies 3 sessions per week as the research-backed sweet spot for strength adaptation in adults over 50. Here is why it works so well. Enough stimulus to push your muscles to grow stronger. Enough rest between sessions to actually rebuild and recover. If you exercise every single day without adequate rest, your body never gets the recovery time it needs to rebuild stronger. Progress actually slows down. 3 times per week gives you the stimulus and the recovery, the 2 ingredients that together produce real, lasting strength. Final message. Here is the most important thing to understand. Losing strength as you age is common, but it is not mandatory. It is not something that simply happens to everyone no matter what. It happens when the right muscles are not being challenged in the right ways. Walking is good. Do not stop walking. But walking alone will never be enough to keep you truly strong, stable, and independent. These 5 exercises fill every gap that walking leaves behind. Exercise 1 builds the deep leg strength walking cannot reach. Exercise 2 trains the hip muscle that prevents sideways falls. Exercise 3 strengthens the core that protects your lower back. Exercise 4 rewires your nervous system to catch you before you fall. Exercise 5 nourishes and protects your knee joints from the inside. All 5 together, 3 times per week, 10 minutes per session. No gym, no equipment, no excuses, just consistency. Because after the age of 60, consistent and targeted movement is the single most powerful thing you can do to stay strong, stay independent, and stay confidently in control of your own body. Small movements practiced consistently change everything over time.